Cowboys Nation, this video is brought to you by an Eagles fan. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. An Eagles fan brought this segment to my attention. So if you're watching this video, salute. I appreciate you. I wouldn't have commented on it if it wasn't for you. Now let's go ahead and get with this video.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down the line? Angry Cowboys Fan, are you down to ride? Drop a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation and Angry Cowboy fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, keeping it a buck with y'all when it comes to our Dallas Cowboys. So if you're DC for life and want to help support the Dallas Cowboys as well as support this channel, drop a like on the video, share this content, and please subscribe to the channel. Like I said at the beginning of the video, Cowboys Nation, an Eagles fan brought this segment of First Things First to my attention. In the clip, they speak about how they think Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. If you want to listen to that original clip, then I'll put the link to it in the description. But that's not why I'm here, Cowboys Nation. Nah, that's not why I'm here at all. Contrary to an Eagles fan's belief, I'm not here to bash Jalen Hurts like they do Dak Prescott. I'm here to discuss about what the crew said before the Jalen Hurts segment. In the segment that I'm talking about, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, Kevin Wiles, and Danny Parkins discussed the Dak Prescott situation as well as the options the Dallas Cowboys have for the quarterback position. Do the Dallas Cowboys move on from Dak Prescott, or do we extend him? So we're going to take a listen to the crew and what they have to say, and then you know what we're going to do after that, Cowboys Nation. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, go ahead and have a listen to Chris Broussard.
I think the chances are very good. And I would not have said that before because I'm like, look, is Dak a top 5 guy? No. But he is a franchise quarterback, legitimately good. And I do think, barring, some of his problems in the playoffs, I think you can win a Super Bowl with him as your quarterback. So, of course, I would think they keep him. But when I look at the way they've handled things this summer, the time to sign him was earlier. Mm-hmm. All right. The price probably wouldn't have been as high, and you would have been able to sign some other players to make your team better. Now that time has passed, and they seem clear. It seems clear that their thing is it's a prove-it year for you, Dak. And if you prove it, and I think proving it probably is getting, and this is low, at least to the NFC title game. Hey, at least an NFC title game. It might be get us to the Super Bowl, and then we'll pay you. But if they get to the NFC title game and they pay Dak, and they pay CD, and they pay Micah, then how are they going to build a team? Well, and you're not even in the Super Bowl
By the way, that's the case whether they get to the NFC title game or not.
Right, but if you get, I'm saying, so that's why I think it's almost get to the Super Bowl, because if you get to they're always because they're the Cowboys. But get to the Super Bowl, at least you can, feel like we're close. But the bottom line is, I think they've put Dak in a prove-it year with a roster that is not as good as it was last year. I think the rest of the NFC has improved, all right? And so I think if it doesn't go well this year, as far as deep in the playoffs, I think they're looking at San Francisco and say, let's go that route, put a bunch of great talent around, I think, Trey Lance.
See? Chris Broussard believes that it is possible for Dak Prescott to lead the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl. He also goes over the dereliction of duty at the hands of Jerry and Stephen Jones. He's obviously confused, like the rest of us are, when it comes to how Jerry and Stephen Jones have handled Dak Prescott's contract situation. He also put more media expectation on Dak Prescott's shoulders and the Cowboys' shoulders, as a matter of fact. I have a tinfoil hat theory about this whole thing that I'll talk about more in my raw and uncut portion, so make sure you stick around for that. In the next clip that I got for you, Danny Parkins gives his lesson on all this whole Dak Prescott situation, so I want the Dak detractors to listen up. The thing is, Danny, no matter how many times you say the facts. It's unfortunate, but it won't get through. But take it away, Danny.
Why would you, 30-year-old quarterback, coming off the best season of his career, runner-up for the MVP, who's won 12 games 3 years in a row, let him leave for nothing? There is no precedent, no comp. It's never happened in NFL history. It's never happened
I
before.
think Nick can answer.
I think because they think he's not going to be worth the money. But go ahead.
But guys that are right in his realm have been paid basically the same, or guys that he's been better. Is he much worse than Jared Goff? No, I would say he's better. Is he much worse than Trevor Lawrence? No, I would say he's better.
How terrible.
And the numbers, by the way, prove that out. And so I think at some point Dak has a ton of leverage. They negotiated poorly. He'll be the first $60 million per year per man in NFL history, $60 million per year man in NFL history. And this Trey Lance thing that's getting a lot of love online, that gamble, first of all, they didn't pick up the fifth-year option.
But we knew they weren't going to.
I understand, but they didn't commit to him in any way. The numbers would be so stark on what Trey Lance has accomplished in the NFL versus what Dak Prescott has accomplished in the NFL. It would be the biggest gamble that we've seen. Trey Lance, I think he might be good. He's played in 4 games. He's won 2 of them. He's fine. Dak Prescott is a legitimate, you say he's not top 4 or 5. Okay, he's definitely top 10. And he's in his prime.
This is the question that I have. Why in the hell would you do this? I don't think people understand the magnitude of what Danny's just trying to say. If you don't get the deal done, the Dallas Cowboys would lose their franchise quarterback for absolutely nothing. No trade value, no draft capital, just gone. But hey, at least you got a quarterback for a cheaper price, right? But don't we complain about the cheap moves that the Joneses make? But we want them to make a cheaper move at the most important position in the damn league. I don't get fans sometimes. But in the last clip that I got for you, Nick Wright gives his take on the whole Trey Lance QB1 thing. So let's take a listen to what Nick Wright had to say, and then you know what we're going to do after that, Cowboys Nation. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Cowboys Nation, take a listen.
What chance would you say Trey Lance is going to be better than Dak Prescott ever?
Oh, I would say it is not a good bet. But I don't view it that way. What chance is Trey Lance and 3 $15 to $20 million a year players that you can have better than Dak Prescott and none of those players? If Trey Lance is just Geno Smith, the answer to that is yes. If Trey Lance is Geno Smith now, then yes, the answer is yes.
And I think, Danny, they're saying one more choke job in the playoffs. And
I don't think they're paying him before the year. That's the
they have no rights to pay him then after the year.
Right.
He just becomes a free agent.
Right. I know. Dak and Belichick and the Giants.
No.
Nick Wright started out by saying that Trey Lance won't be better than Dak Prescott. He sat there and admitted it, Cowboys Nation. Why do we want to put worse than what we have in the damn game? What evidence do we have that the Jones family will act as if they got some sense if they were to get the money if Dak Prescott were to walk? You have zero. You have none. At the end of the day, I believe in Dak Prescott. I believe in CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, DeMarcus Lawrence, Zach Martin, all the players on this team to get us closer to a Super Bowl championship than opposed to Jerry and Stephen Jones building a Super Bowl winning team. But y'all ready for my raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Cowboys Nation, I told y'all, I got my tinfoil hat theory when it comes to this whole no contract signings happening in this offseason. I warn you, this is my theory. It's not true. What I'm saying is not true. It's just something that I am thinking. But what if this all was a ploy, Cowboys Nation? What if this was just a way to garner the headlines and control the media? Jerry Jones has gone on record by saying, and I'm paraphrasing, if the media is talking about the Cowboys, then that's a good thing. I want them, the media, talking about the Cowboys. What is the media doing, Cowboys Nation? They're talking about the damn Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys were in the media more than the Super Bowl champions. Jerry is getting exactly what he wants, more publicity. If it's negative publicity, then it's publicity nonetheless. What if Jerry Jones is holding on to these contracts to gain more publicity, in turn gaining more eyes, new fans, and television deals? Hashtag Netflix? But yes, Cowboys Nation, I also saw the picture of Dak Prescott in a New York Yankees jersey. You want my personal opinion on that? No offense, Dak Prescott. Please don't take no offense. But that didn't even look right on you, dude. I feel it was dress up time or something. Like somebody said, hey, wear this jersey and have the media run with it. Could you hear Jerry Jones saying something like that? More, I could hear Todd France saying more or something along those lines. What if the picture was a way to get to the media and have the media bite and have it on the front desk of Jerry Jones as he reads the New York Times or something? Also, with Micah Parsons learning the business aspect of everything, why not throw your name into the mix and get the media to spin it as well? Even though he's doing exactly what he's done for the past 2 years, the media grabbed it and spun it as if Micah Parsons is not happy. People are not happy with Micah Parsons, and he's going to hold out for some reason or another now. These contract situations are super cerebral, Cowboys Nation. People will do and say anything to gain leverage. Why not gain leverage while gaining attention in the process? As far as first things first goes, I want to focus on the gambling aspect of this entire debate. Danny Parkins hit the nail on the head perfectly. This is too steep of a gamble right now, especially when your quarterback is statistically excelling, Cowboys Nation. It starts to come off a little bit arrogant and a little ungrateful, a little selfish. I could work harder to get what I want, but a lot of people would rather it be handed to them. A lot of people would rather make their creative player all 99s instead of grinding it out in the game to get their player better. This is what people are looking for with the Dallas Cowboys. No longevity, instant gratification. During that segment, Nick Wright compared the Dallas Cowboys situation to the Minnesota Vikings situation. The Minnesota Vikings lost their quarterback to Atlanta when they allowed him to hit the open market. Dak Prescott will not last on the open market. Someone's going to pick him up. Someone's going to outbid the Dallas Cowboys because that's what they always do. Then we're stuck with our tail between our legs again with a question mark at the quarterback position. J.J. McCarthy is a cheap question mark coming out of the draft, coming into a rookie deal. In order to get Trey Lance at a cheaper deal, guess what you got to do, Cowboys Nation? You got to allow him to hit the open market next year as well. So what if somebody outbids the Dallas Cowboys on Trey Lance and Dak Prescott? Oh, that leaves us Cooper Rush, right? Oh, yeah. Cooper Rush is going to be a free agent next offseason as well. So you could potentially be losing your entire quarterback room if you're trying to be too greedy. And that's what this whole Dak Prescott situation boils down to, is greed. Not football, not the team, greed. Y'all say it's greed coming from the Dak Prescott camp, but to keep it a buck, I haven't heard the numbers coming from the Prescott camp or anybody on the Cowboys side. The numbers have been coming from the 3 and 4 letter networks, and the ones who say that they're not persuaded by the 3 and 4 letter networks are saying that Dak doesn't deserve the number those networks are reporting on. 60 million. Y'all want to move on, not because it's best for the team, but because you want. I want a Super Bowl championship. I want an NFC championship. Y'all ready to cut your nose off despite your face. Also, some people act like we're working with the salary cap from 1997. The salary cap goes up every single year, but some fans expect the players to stay at the rate that they're at. I'd hate to work for y'all because no matter how good I do at your job, I'm not going to deserve a raise unless I win the ultimate prize. What kind of sense does that make, Cowboys Nation? Nick Wright also said you could get Trey Lance in a couple of pieces at $15 million. What weapons are you finding at $15 million in the NFL? Not a receiver, not a left tackle, maybe a great tight end, but your entire roster is going to have to be stacked in order to rely on the equivalent of a rookie quarterback. This is what the gambling side is all about. Is it worth it, Cowboys Nation? Is a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl window worth it? Because if you move on from your all-pro quarterback, that window is closed. But to keep it a buck, I hate this for Trey Lance, Cowboys Nation. I hate the fact that he has to go through this in order to do what he loves to do, and that's play football. I hate the fact that he has to be pulled into this whole comparison game where he's constantly being compared to the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I've gone on record by saying I want Trey Lance to succeed in the NFL, but I don't think this is the place for him to flourish because there's always drama in the building. I honestly feel that he should sign with a team where there's a different expectation than what he's associated with the Dallas Cowboys. A backup for Cleveland, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Las Vegas, New York, Minnesota, Washington, Denver, Seattle, New Orleans, and the Los Angeles Chargers. But in San Francisco and Dallas, I feel the spotlight is way too bright for him to develop into the star he knows he can be. So the Dallas Cowboys need to do right by the players because the only thing that they're doing, they're toying with them. If your plan is to move on, let it be known. If your plans is to do a soft reboot, let it be known. All I have to say is that your fans don't want nor deserve the soap opera that you're giving them. Let's get the business done so we can focus on football and how we can get over the hump that has been plaguing this team for 30 damn years. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan. What did you think about what the guys at First Things First had to say? Do you feel that we should take the gamble or not? Let's have an adult conversation in the comment section. If you're digging the channel and want to help get it to even more Dallas Cowboy fans, drop a like on the video and share this content with your friends who are Cowboys fans. If you are DC for life and represent our Dallas Cowboys through the wins and the losses, the ups and the downs, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I go live, release a video, or a podcast episode. Cowboys Nation, I wish the Dallas Cowboys would get something done so this team can focus 100% on football. This is one thing I feel is completely wrong with this organization, and if the higher-ups don't recognize it and fix it, we could be at this same junction for 30 more years. This has been your boy, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.